Balloon Beats.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Unhinged Live. We got the pregame today. How we doing today, Brian?
Fantastic, Pat. You know how it is. How are
I
you?
can't complain as usual.
Nice.
Happy Easter to everybody as well. I'm gonna be honest, Brian. I'm kind of excited because this is our last day game for like a week.
Oh, thank God.
Not a
You
fan
can
of day
actually
games.
sleep in.
Yeah, you can sleep past 10 o'clock. But shout out to everybody currently in the chat for joining us this Easter Sunday morning. Shout out to KG Baseball, Dawn, Lori, Dirtbike Nation, Amy, Alex. Who else we got? We got Emily, CJ. Hope everyone's doing awesome. Listen, the Yankees play game 3 of 162 this afternoon. Domingo Herman is on the mound. They're fresh off a win yesterday. However, I guess we could kind of start off by briefly going over yesterday's game. It was a big improvement from Thursday, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Especially with like hitting runners in scoring position. Obviously you'd like to see the offense do a little bit better moving forward, but I mean, like, bro, huge improvement from Thursday.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yesterday we just saw them put the ball in play with runners in scoring position, which was nice. Bruce had like a little bloop RBI single.
Yeah.
Nothing like really hard hit. Even Sanchez's home run wasn't really like didn't really look that hard hit. I don't know what the stats were on that, but at least we're putting some the bat on the ball, getting the ball in play, taking good walks when we need them, and they looked a lot better. Let's
No,
look
yeah.
at that.
So speaking of the lineup going into today, I guess we could take a look at the lineup for this afternoon. We might have a little bit of ranting going on about this lineup, but leading off, DJ, then you got Judge, Hicks, Torres, Bruce, Sanchez, Frazier, Urshela, Gardner, 9 with Herman on the mound. Brian, we have one key guy missing from that lineup, and who is that?
Mike Talkman.
Yeah, Mike Talkman's the only guy missing. Bro, Giancarlo Stanton is out of the lineup. Like, and Boone's reasoning, like, when I first saw that, I'm like kind of scared, like, oh no, like he's hurt already. But apparently Boone's reasoning is that he doesn't want his guys to play 5 days in a row. Does someone want to let Boone know that they just had an off day on Friday and Stanton's only played 1 day in a row?
Not only that, but it's the start of the season. Like, he had several off days before the last game. So it doesn't make any sense. I mean, obviously, it seems like maybe Stanton's struggling a little bit the first couple of games, but he's looked okay. He hasn't had bad at bats.
No,
like
I know.
He's striking out every time he goes up there. He's putting the ball in play. He's just, you got to get into the rhythm of things. But it's we were talking about this a little bit before, and it makes no sense to take him out of the lineup right now.
I mean, like, I'm just hoping that this is a very, like, early season thing. And moving forward, like, this isn't a trend that continues. Because, like, first of all, I think this has to do with, like, 2 things. 1, they're scared of Judge. And 2, they're scared of Stanton. Judge, if you could tell, he's at DH today.
Right.
So him being at DH takes Stanton out of the DH. And they don't trust Stanton in the field.
Right.
So, bro, it's impossible to, like, give both of these guys rest on the same day. Which is, like, why I'm kind of surprised they're doing this.
Yeah, especially this early in the season. And with the game that's I mean, I don't want to say it's super important because it is the third game of the season, but it's still like you're just trying to set the tone for the rest of the season. You already lost the first game of the series. Why not, go hard for the series win and, go out of the series feeling good?
Oh yeah, bro. Also, like, I'm not a fan of Bruce 5. I'm sorry, like I
Yeah,
like Jay Bruce, but like batting fifth in the order, come on.
he should be eighth, honestly.
But like also it's kind of weird because like looking at the Yankees lineup, right? Usually like we go through like those spurts in the season usually where like we have a bunch of guys hurt and we look at the lineup we're like, damn, like
Hmm.
that's just not a good lineup. For
Hmm.
some reason I'm looking at this lineup today and I'm just not impressed like whatsoever.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because like you're missing Stanton, you're missing Voit, also because Gardner's in there, but it just doesn't look as deep as it usually does. Maybe also because like Bruce isn't like the superstar. I don't
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
but
No,
also
it's
like,
it's, it's
c-
definitely also because Frazier's been batting ninth, which makes the
yeah,
lineup look so much deeper. But
sure.
then you put Gardner in there, and it's like,
You know what I also think it is? I think it's
what?
the fact that Hicks has struggled so much and he's batting
Yeah.
third. So
Yeah.
it's like
Exactly.
we go through these spurts in the lineup where it's like, okay, LeMahieu, Judge to lead it off, great, solid, happy with
Hmm.
those guys. And then we hit Hicks, I'm like, oh. And then
Hmm.
Torres, yay. Bruce, Sanchez,
Hmm.
yay. Frazier, yay. Urshela, kind of been struggling, but sure. But then Gardner, bro. And then I'm just like, shit. It's so bipolar the way I'm looking at it. I don't
That's
know.
future Hall of Famer Brett Gardner to you.
Don't even say that, Brian. But if you see that last guy on the order, that is Domingo Herman. He's pitching today.
Hmm.
First time pitching since 2019. It's gonna be against the Blue Jays today. I don't know what to expect. I think that like Domingo Herman is maybe like one of the biggest wild cards in the rotation this year.
For sure.
And
Yeah.
also, like, let's not discredit the fact they're giving him the third game of the season.
Yeah. Yeah. And a rubber match, like we said, pretty decent sized game. Um, yeah. What do you think about him? What do you
I
think is going
don't
to happen today?
see like going into spring. Like I wasn't high on Domingo Herman at all.
Hmm.
Obviously he performed very well.
Yeah.
Rightfully beat out Devi Garcia for that fifth man rotation spot.
Hmm.
But going into the year, like I did a 2021 preview with Derek on his channel last week, and we kind of
Hmm.
like went through all of our pitching predictions and whatnot. I have Domingo Herman like over a 4 ERA. Derek
Hmm.
has him like a 2.3 with like 20 wins. So he's predicting like a Cy Young season for Domingo Herman. I'm
Jesus.
predicting like the definition of a mediocre season. It seems
Yeah.
like no matter who you ask, they have different perceptions on how Domingo is going to perform this season.
Yeah.
So I think it could go one of two ways. I don't know if there's going to be any middle ground. I think he's either going to be like really disappointing or really good. I like it's so confusing. So that's why I think today's so important because we're going to get a glimpse of like what we're
Yeah.
going to see from Domingo Herman this season.
Yeah, I think the key, like you mentioned, is really the fact that he hasn't pitched in a year, well, almost 2 years, really. Um,
Yeah, I can't believe it either,
yeah,
John.
yeah, I feel you.
Johnny says, I am happy to see Guardy get into the lineup today. It was a compromise. Guardy's in the lineup and Clinton is still in the lineup for you. Okay, I get you're happy, but also like I would have rather see Talkman play today.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Julio's a hot take about Gardner though. Hot take: Gardner will hit for the cycle.
If he does that, I'll dump water on my head.
Really?
Sure.
Okay. How about this? How? Oh wait, Brian. Okay, speaking of that, remember how we? This doesn't have anything to do with that actually. But remember how you said like you never tried Chick-fil-A, but you tried Popeyes?
Yeah.
I tried Popeye's chicken sandwich for the first time last night.
How was it?
It was very good. I don't know if I'd say it's better than Chick-fil-A though.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then I gotta try this Chick-fil-A that you speak of. Are they open today?
I hate you. Boone said Stanton won't play 5 days in a row, and today was the best day to have him sit. Why though?
He's
Like,
played 1 day in a row. One.
it's so confusing because, like, let's say his reasoning was, we just don't think that it's a good matchup for Stanton today,
That would be
and we want to
fine.
get Gardner some playing time because he hasn't played yet this season. How about
That'd be
that?
fine. That's fine.
But the whole 5 days in a row thing, like, that's coming out of left field. That's coming straight out of Brett Gardner.
So does this mean every other game Stan's gonna sit?
I guess so. No, yeah. 5 days in a row, maybe that's like in dog years.
Yeah,
So
it must be because
yeah, I don't know. Herman is gonna go 5 innings and they get taken out. Don't be surprised if that is the case, especially if his pitch count is fairly high.
I'd be
The
surprised if he
Yankees.
went more than 5. Yeah.
No, same, because the Yankees are going to be very cautious with Tyone, Herman, and Kluber to start the
Yeah.
season. None of these guys have pitched since 2019, so
Right.
keep that in mind. That's
Yeah.
especially why we said the bullpen is going to be so crucial in the beginning of the season, especially like these long relievers like Michael King or Jonathan Loaizaga or even like a Luis Sessa.
Awesome yesterday.
Bro, okay, we could talk about that for a second. Johnny Lasagna looked fantastic.
Yes,
like,
we love that.
You know when I ask you how you're doing and you say fantastic.
Yeah,
If
he's
you asked
feeling fantastic.
If you asked Loaizaga how he was feeling on the mound yesterday, he would have said fantastic, like Brian DeGennaro. Good stuff. I just need Domingo to have a sub 7 ERA to help my fantasy. I have a 7 ERA. That's rough. That's brutal. Brian, random question: is your dad's name Paul?
He is not. No.
Oh well.
Sorry.
This may sound stupid, but that's so random. I wish either Clint or Gary would replace Hicks in the number 3 spot. I'm not a fan.
Not Gary. I would say move Glaber up, but I don't think Hicks should be in the 3 spot right now. I think he should later in the season.
I think Clint would be a perfect 3 hitter.
You think so?
I'm sorry. I think he would be a perfect 3 hitter.
See, I think you're probably right about that. The only thing that I just love having him later in the lineup because he brings so much depth to it, because he's such a good hitter. To have him lower down at like all these other guys in front of him, but he could definitely fit in there.
No, I get your reasoning, like why you would want him lower down, but I like that reasoning when the lineup is at full strength and they have everybody back. So like if we have like Voit and Stanton in the lineup, sure, like Clint 9 is perfect. Yeah. But like without Voit and Stanton, I think Clint 3rd might look pretty nice.
The last couple of games I've liked Clint in the 9 spot, even with Bruce in there. I feel like it just gives the lineup so much depth. But I think you're right. Anyone other than Hicks right now should be in the 3 spot because Hicks looks lost. It's not just that he's not hitting because like Stanton hasn't gotten a hit yet this season, but he's looked okay. He's had good at bats. He's put the ball in play. Hicks just looks like he's lost.
No, yeah, and I saw somebody say something yesterday. Gardner should be batting 3rd today, bro. If Gardner would have been batting 3rd in the lineup, I probably
wouldn't have done the pregame show.
No, we wouldn't have because I would need to like check myself into like a mental institution, like willingly. Lori says, "How about the friggin' truth, Boone? What are the odds like we get like some Stanton injury news tomorrow? Because this is how it always plays out. It just doesn't. The reasoning doesn't add up in my head.
I don't think he's hurt. I think Boone's just Boone.
It's really weird, bro. Really weird. I honestly don't see Herman doing well today. Sean, I love the positivity. I'm so glad Sean isn't on the pregame today.
You come in here to drop this. Just get out. Just go.
I'm so glad Sean's not on the pregame. I mean, bro, the negativity of this dude. No, I mean, if we're being realistic, though, I don't really see him doing too well either. But I could see, like, a Kluber type start where, like, he shows, like, glimpses of greatness, but, like, struggles a little bit.
Well, my thing is he looked so good in spring training that I feel like he can't. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna say that, but
don't say that though because I said that about Stanton. Opening day pregame, I was like, bro, like based on Stanton's spring training, there's no way this dude goes 0 for 14, right? No, he goes 0 for 5.
But he hasn't looked that bad. Like he just hasn't gotten a hit. Like that happened.
Opening day, he looked pretty bad.
He looked all right. He got 3 strikeouts opening day, but yesterday he looked better. Like that's all I'm looking for, man. Like this time of year, I just want to see guys looking good, looking like they're getting in the.
But like also, you mentioned like. You don't see Domingo doing bad because he had such a good spring, right? Like, let's also keep in mind.
I didn't say that. I was very careful not to say that.
Okay, but like that's kind of
more likely that he's gonna be okay at least today.
Okay, but let's also keep in mind. I'm not trying to say he's gonna do bad, but like he had a pretty rough time in the Dominican Winter League.
It's true, very true.
So I just saying. Hear me out. Opening day, we said they were gonna win. They lost. So what if we have they're going to lose? Will they win? I did it yesterday, and they won. I'm never going to predict the Yankees to lose. I just can't do it. It's kind of weird because, like, we're going to do a pregame every game for this season, and every single game we're probably going to predict the Yankees to win. I mean, because I'm thinking they win today. You don't seem too confident.
For the Jays.
I think that that big right-hander... I forgot who that guy's name was. It was like... It starts with a Z, I believe. Hold up, let me check. I'm so stupid. I just typed in J Blues instead of Blue Jays. Yeah. All right, cool.
That's a nice nickname for Jay Bruce.
Zook, whoever
Zook?
Zook is.
Okay.
But Brian, I have big news for you today.
Oh, let's hear it.
Alejandro Kirk is starting catcher for the Blue Jays.
No.
You remember him?
Yeah, I do. I despise that man.
Yeah. I mean, all right. I guess I could pull up the Blue Jays lineup if you want to.
I don't really care, but you can.
All right, no, then we won't. I was only gonna do it if you wanted to, but it's fine. Like their lineup looks the same for the most part, except Panic is DH and Kirk is catching.
Okay.
But yeah, other than that, everything's basically the same.
Well, Jansen's been ripping it up, so I mean.
Bro, thank God we don't have to face Danny Jansen anymore.
Jansen
like,
and Grichuk, the two worst hitters in the league, just like destroyed.
I don't know if I'd say Grichuk is one of the worst hitters in the league,
Right,
but Danny
yeah,
Jansen is.
Yeah, that was a little bit mean. But
Bro, did you hear the stats that they gave for Danny Jansen the other day? Like his stats from 2020 against the Yankees and then against everyone else.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
I think he had like 7 home runs all season, and 6 of them were against the Yankees. I think it's somewhere down that road. No, literally.
That's disgusting.
Except like half the amount of talent, maybe a quarter of the amount of talent. Swainer says, I think the lineup should be DJ 1, Judge 2, Torres 3, Stanton 4, Sanchez, Frazier, Urshela, Bruce, Hicks. I like Hicks 9.
I don't hate it. I like Hicks 9, especially now.
Here's the thing. If Hicks is actually like playing up to his potential, solid 3-hitter. But when Hicks sucks, like he has no value at that spot, because when Hicks is locked in, not only can he hit, but he also gets on base like willingly, like easily. But I think that the issue, listen, I'm no scout, but I think the issue with Hicks so far this season is pitchers know that he's very passive at the plate, so they just keep throwing him strikes, and he just keeps watching him go by, and then all of a sudden he ends up in an 0-2 count.
Yep.
So they just keep pounding the zone on him, and he's not being aggressive enough to the point where he falls behind every count and then ends up striking out. That's what the issue's been so far. Hopefully he can maybe turn around today. I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Let's see if he makes an adjustment.
But Swainer has a hot take. I think Herman will go 7 innings with 2 hits and no runs.
Wow, that's spicy. I don't think that's possible, because I don't think they would even let him get that far. But that would be awesome.
Yeah. Dirtbike Nation says Pat goes crazy on Twitter. Dirtbike Nation, that's actually not me on the Twitter account. So yeah, if you're talking about like the live tweeting during the games, that's not me. So keep that in mind.
Hey,
Herman, what were you saying?
Go on.
No, go on, Brian. No.
8 innings, 16 strikeouts. God.
You were gonna say something.
Yeah, I was gonna say we also have to remember someone's back today.
Who's back?
Isn't Chapman back today?
Oh, Chapman is back today. Brian, look at you. No, okay, so Chapman served his 2-game suspension to begin the year. Now he's back. That's huge, actually. That's not big. That's huge.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, because now, like, looking at the bullpen, I'm assuming Chad Green might have the day off.
Yeah.
So will Loizaga.
Yeah.
I'm assuming. So maybe O'Day too. I don't know. I don't know how Boone likes to run the bullpen this year. Is like he says he doesn't like to use guys 3 days in a row. But if we use that logic with hitting, like that means like guys can't go more than 1 inning a week, right?
We're trying to do Boone math right now. Hang on.
Like Chapman being back is huge in the sense of, I think their route today would be like they would want Herman to give them like 6. That would be the ideal situation.
Yeah.
And then maybe go like Nelson for the 7th, O'Day for the 8th, Chapman for the 9th. That would be like a perfect world.
That'd be good. I'd be okay with that.
Oh, Sessa might get some innings today as well.
Okay.
So I would assume if Herman gives you 5, maybe you throw in Sessa for the 6th and 7th. Have Nelson come in for the 8th, Chapman for the 9th.
I like that. I'm okay with that.
I would really like that plan.
Can we also just touch upon the fact that the pitching has looked really good so far?
Oh, I know.
Bullpen too, like surprisingly good.
But it's really weird because going into like all spring, this is exactly what we were talking about. We were like, our pitching for the first time in forever looks absolutely fantastic. Yeah. So going now that we're like actually beginning of the year, there's only one more guy after today that I'm interested in seeing, and that's James Taillon.
Yeah.
I think that if we could see a good performance out of him, I think he pitches on Wednesday. That'll just be huge for the season because
Yeah.
Kluber, I think what he kind of showed us is that he still has his stuff.
He's got it, man.
As long as he like is able to find that control and like piece that control together as the season goes on, which I think he will. I mean, he obviously has a little bit of rust. Yeah, once he builds up that control and his command, I think he's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
But then again, I think Tyone has the potential to be even better than that. So it just shows. It just shows how deep this pitching staff is. The bullpen, ridiculous too. I mean, bro, Loaisiga looks like a completely different pitcher.
That's huge. If we said before the season started, if he turns it around, if he like can find his stuff, that's a scary bullpen.
No, I know. It's ridiculous. So also like you're adding Chapman back to that. Wilson should be back hopefully next week, I think.
Pretty soon, yeah.
And then Britton's going to be back in June. So listen, the team definitely has like very high potential going like further on into the year. And like that's not including like Severino coming back probably like July.
Right.
And then also like maybe if Devi comes up some point in the season. Like the depth is unreal. That's just what I'm trying to say. CJ says, Brian, I've never seen your room not dark with LEDs
It's
on.
weird, isn't it? I don't even like it.
It's really odd. Like doing the pre-games during the day, it's just a very different feeling.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I'm just not as locked in as usual.
Yeah, me neither, man. Do you think that's how baseball players feel playing day games?
Could be. I mean, they're like so used to it because they're doing it all spring. So, but bro, night games are so much better.
Yeah.
Even like going to a game, I'd so much rather be at a night game.
I don't know.
You like day games?
I like day games a lot.
Interesting.
But I like night games too, so it's not.
In the summer though, like when it's like 95 degrees.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For sure. Night games. Yeah.
Stevie Bats says Herman and Hicks will surprise you today. Stevie, I'm gonna take your word for it. I'll take your word for it.
I love the positivity. If nothing.
No, I love it. The positivity from everyone besides Sean.
Yeah, Sean. I hope he's gone. He's not here anymore, right? Yeah, I don't see him. So good riddance.
Herman, then Green, then Nelson, then Chapman. Like Justin said,
got the day off, but
yeah, I think we'll probably see Sassas today at some point.
Yeah. Although, I mean, because you're saying Green pitched 2 games in a row, right? But he did have the off day in between, so maybe he's not unavailable today.
Yeah, I mean, I'm only thinking that because he went like an inning and a third yesterday, so I don't know if like.
But the third wasn't it 1 pitch?
Yeah, I don't.
So,
yeah, I guess.
I don't know.
I guess. Core of the Sun hot take. Herman pitches a perfect game. Okay, first of all, they wouldn't even let this happen. They wouldn't let this happen. Did you see what happened the Brewers Twins game last night?
The double no hitter.
Yes,
going into the
Berrios
or whatever.
Berrios and Burns both had no hitter.
Ridiculous.
I believe Byron Buxton hit a home run off Burns to break up his in the 7th. But I mean, bro, Berrios still had it and they took him out. I don't even think they let him pitch the 7th.
That's nuts. I wasn't watching the game. But...
All right, let's say this was a Yankee situation, right? Let's say Domingo Herman has a no-hitter today going through 6. He has 85 pitches.
Yeah.
Would you throw him back out for the 7th?
Hell yeah. Boone wouldn't, though.
No, they wouldn't. Oh,
it also depends on how big the lead is. Like, if it's a 1-0 game,
yeah,
that's tough. But
also, shout out to Sean with the $2 donut.
Hey.
Let's go, Sean. Love you, Sean.
All right, Sean, you're welcome back. You can come back.
You're welcome. In order to be welcome back, you gotta donate
There's
some money.
the optimism.
Yankees win 6-4 today. Frazier goes yard. Sean, you love to see that.
I love that. I love that prediction.
I think not Sean. I think Frazier's kind of been hinting. Bro, I've really just called Frazier Sean. I think
look alike.
Yeah, exactly. I think Frazier's kind of been hinting to him going yard past couple days. Now his at-bats have been really good. He's been putting really solid contact.
He's locked in, man.
I don't want to see any more blue pits. Like, give me some bombs. The only one that's hit a home run so far this season is Gary Sanchez.
That's ridiculous.
Keep that in your mind. Gary 3 straight homers. You think he does it again today?
Are you saying he's going to hit 3 homers today or 3 straight games?
No, I think Anthony means like 3 straight games. There's no way he hits 3 home runs. Actually, maybe at like the rate he's going, it's possible. I don't know. Maybe we're seeing like 2016 Gary.
62 home runs this year.
Oh, okay.
So
Because that's definitely yeah. And after first game of 2018, Stan was on pace for what, like 220 or something when he hit the 2 against the Blue Jays.
320.
Judge is going yard today, says Leo. I would love that.
I like
but
that.
someone said on our pregame yesterday, so far every season or something, apparently Judge hasn't hit his first home run until the 6th game of the season.
Really?
Yep. Apparently that's a thing.
He's another one that really just hasn't looked locked in yet.
We got Para in the chat.
Hey, what's up, Para?
Shout out to Para. No, I agree. He hasn't looked locked in, but he hasn't looked bad.
No, he hasn't looked bad. But for Judge, I mean, I would expect him to look. Well, he didn't look great in spring training either, so it doesn't really surprise me.
But also, like, neither did anybody really. I mean, besides Stanton.
Stanton did.
Yeah, Stanton was the only one really, and Torres towards the end.
Yeah.
Worst feeling ever. 95 degrees out, and seats at Yankee Stadium are right in the sun, boiling hot, and you burn, but you have to sit on the concrete for the rest of the game. Worst feeling.
It's not the worst feeling, but it's pretty bad.
You know what is like the worst feeling? If you're like wearing shorts and like your shorts keep sticking to the seat.
Yeah. Oh, it's gross.
Oh God, terrible.
Dude, one time I went to a night game at the stadium, and it was like one of those days where it was like 100 degrees during the day, so at night it was like 95. Even though the sun was down.
Was it like humid?
It was humid, but I saw them light up David Price, so that was nice.
There you go. I mean, like one time I made a really bad decision. I went to the beach the day before I went to a Yankee game.
No,
right?
You were sunburned?
Bro, I went to the game the next day, completely sunburnt. My legs hurt so bad. And like I remember when I got home, like I took off my socks. And, like, you could tell, like, how swollen my legs... It was ridiculous.
That's awful.
Always use sunscreen, kids. Especially when you're as white as I am. Domingo will go 5 innings, 7 Ks, 1 walk, 1 earned run on a home run. Solo home run to Randall Grichuk.
That's more realistic. What?
Solo home run to Randall Grichuk.
Probably, yeah. No, Kirk. Kirk is going to hit it.
Oh, don't even say that. Don't even... That'll just make me sick. Paris says Yankees winning 7-2. Judge and Hicks going yard.
You heard it
He's
here
predicting
first,
a
folks.
Hicks homer.
I love it.
Damn. 5 straight homer streak for Sanchez.
Para always has the exact stats. We're ready to go.
That is true. Sanchez having a career, he has a 449 average. I mean, we are only 2 games into it.
Nah, man. He's gonna hold that.
Let's just take a moment to acknowledge, yes, he's leading the Yankees in home runs, batting 429. Listen,
he's the only one who's hit a homer.
But I think it's important to note, like, we were like defending Gary all off season. Like we were one. Oh wait, were you?
Yeah, I was cautiously
I think you were.
Him. Yeah.
But like we had a lot of people in the chat like saying like, "Oh, Higgy needs to start over Gary, like DFA Gary,
I never
bench Gary." Like it's important for all of us to note. Like you see how Gary Sanchez is off to such an amazing start these first 2 games. If he went like 0 for 10, the whole mentality would be completely different. So I think it's important to realize like how small this sample size is and how big this season is. Like we still have 160 something games to go.
Right,
like,
but also this start for Gary is super important because I feel like his confidence is shaken for sure. So
easily
he needed to get off to a hot start to have any hope of salvaging the season. So I'm hoping that this really just puts him on a trajectory to just rake the season.
I mean, I would have to agree 1,000%. I don't think that there's anyone else in this lineup who needed a hot start more than Gary Sanchez.
Yeah, 100%.
He needed this the most out of anybody.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I'm Ryan G. I'm just on this account because why not? Shout out to Ryan Garcia. Shout out to Ryan Garcia. Cold take, Green should close. Instead of Chapman, no. Aroldis Chapman is the Yankees closer. I'm sorry.
But he's done a pretty good job standing in, I guess. He didn't really have to close, but I think he could if he had to.
I'm excited to see Chapman splitter today.
Yeah. Full show.
Filthy. You know, did you see like what like rival scouts were saying? They were like, I've never seen a pitch this disgusting in my life.
Oh yeah. I'm excited to
Love
see
it. It's game changing for Chapman, just in the sense of like that's another like pitch he could go to. As he gets older, he's not going to be relying so heavily on the fastball, and it's great to see him like diversifying his pitches.
Oh yeah.
First with the slider, now with the splitter.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Judge always gets off to a cold start and then gets red hot for the month of April and early May. Then gets injured. Hopefully that's not the case this year. I guess. LeMahieu goes 3 for 4 with a walk. Love that. A Gritchy Comer would get me fantasy points. Fantasy points, so I'll allow it.
That's what I'm calling them from now on.
Fanny
My
points.
fanny team is just breaking.
Love that. Judge needs to start. We're going opposite field too much. Left side hidden, not getting him much. Point in question when he hit into the double play. That could have been the game winner. Yeah, I mean, listen, Judge had a rough opening day. We know that. But like my favorite thing about Judge is like he owns up to it.
Yeah.
Like he's like, yeah, like I had a bunch of missed opportunities. That's fine. We're just gonna like put that behind us and move forward. Like first game of the season, I get like all the games matter the same amount, but like you'd rather see him do that early on in the season than later on in the year going into the playoffs, right?
Also, it's not like he was striking out a bunch. He's putting the ball in play. He's just kind of getting unlucky. He's just missing certain pitches, but he's putting up good at bats, which is what we want to see. He's getting deep into counts, and we love that.
Yeah. Frazier goes 2 for 4 with a walk and homer. Would love to see that. Sanchez low-key looks trippy with those white cleats and kicker pants. And is playing really well with them. Look good, feel good, play good. He looks like a new ball player. I think he likes the high socks too. Did he rock the high socks yesterday? I know he did on opening day.
I don't remember.
I don't remember. I'm drawing a blank. But either way, I mean, are you guys worried about Aaron Hicks? He kind of looks lost out there a little bit. But I think he could come around. Like we're only 2 games in.
Yeah, I'm not super worried about it.
You know what I'm kind of asking for today? A blowout. I would love a blowout today just because, like, these past 2 games have been way too stressful for no reason. Yeah, like, especially on the bullpen, on the starters, on the offense. Like, bro, please just give me, like, a 15-1 game. Like, that's all I want. Like, have an Easter miracle. Oh, yeah. No. Wait, you said in either direction?
Yeah.
Okay, no, Brian. No, like, no. Because then we would come on for the post game and it would just be like, wow.
Well, I don't have to come on for the post game, so it's okay.
Yeah, but I would. Yankees should just have a flexible bullpen. Ryan, I like this. I've been saying this. I think that like the Yankees don't necessarily need to solidify Chapman to the closer role, kind of like what the Rays do.
I agree. I agree.
Some days you could have Britton close, you could have Green close, have O'Day close if you want to.
But I think they kind of do that too during the season. Like when they want to give Chapman a day off, they'll have Britton close. They're not afraid to do that.
Yeah.
And I think, and we saw yesterday that Green can close, and I think that he could beat another guy to do that going into the season.
Yeah. Anthony says, I'm still holding my prediction that Clint is the AL MVP. He's off to a great start as we predicted for months. Bro, I never predicted Clint as MVP. I predicted Judge. I'm still going to stick with that. But I think Clint is going to get MVP votes, and he's going to be an all-star.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think if he's looked so good the past couple of years, and now that he's going to get consistent playing time, and he is the starting left fielder, I think that'll be a huge help for him.
Yeah. Yo, Chibuzi, how we doing, my man? How we doing, Chibuzi? I love that name. That's probably like my favorite name to say in the chat.
What up, Pat and Brain?
Well, I didn't even notice it says Brain. How often do people misspell your name like that?
All the time.
Yeah, I figured. It's pretty warm in New York today, so I think we'll play better, and it's going to continue to stay hot from now all the way to the summer. Yeah, hopefully. I mean, Thursday, it was freezing, right?
Yeah, it was like 30 degrees.
Yeah. God. Bro, I'm watching the pregame, and it says the pitcher we're facing today has a 1.59 ERA last year. Who is this guy? As far as I'm concerned, he's a pretty big right-hander. I think we faced him twice last season. And I'm pretty sure he did pretty well. I could be wrong. But yeah, I don't know. We can still rock him. It's fine.
We're gonna blow out today.
As long as we don't have to face Jordan Merriweather, I'm fine with it. Because that dude's untouchable, apparently.
He's Cy Young.
I'd like a 20-5 game. I'll take that too. I'll take that too.
I agree.
Can confirm Gary was rocking the high socks yesterday. Wow. Never take them off, Gary. Yeah, Gary, if you're watching this in the clubhouse, don't take off the high socks.
I like the high socks look on Gary.
Big fan of it. Yankees need more guys like Brad Hand who could go multiple innings, but they do. That's the thing. I mean, like especially in like a playoff situation. All right, I don't want to go like too deep into the playoffs right now because we're in the third game of the season.
You're a little bit ahead of yourself, but okay.
But I don't like how the Yankees like have Chapman go 2 innings in the playoffs if he doesn't do it at all in the regular season. Like,
yeah, I agree.
Only go with things in the playoffs that you do in the regular season. Mm-hmm. So like, I think Britton is one of those guys that could give you 2 innings because like he can do it in the regular season. But Chapman's never going to give you 2 innings in the regular season. So like, don't do it in the playoffs.
Or alternatively, give him multiple innings in the regular season if you're going to do it in the postseason.
Exactly. Leanna asked, why was Clint replaced yesterday?
Because they don't know how to manage the game. Sorry, go on.
I think because Brett Gardner has some sort of like dirt on Aaron Boone or Brian Cashman, because there's just no other reason. You're replacing a Gold Glove caliber outfielder out there.
Yeah, we can say that.
And
now.
Bro, the fact, we can, because the dude was literally a finalist for Gold Glove.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, bro, Brian, Michael Kay said yesterday, as he's going through the Yankees outfielders, he's panning Judge, amazing arm out and right. Hicks in center, solid arm. I mean, a little bit bad last year coming back from Tommy John, but it should be fully back to health this season. Goes to Gardner. Pretty good arm for a left fielder. Like, what?
I don't think Brett Gardner could reach third base on the fly from left
He
field.
can't, bro. Like, he just spikes it in the dirt and it rolls all the way to the infield. Like, what are we doing? Clint Frazier will end up in Monument Park.
Oh, there's a spicy take.
Could you imagine?
Retiring number 77?
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it eventually. I don't trust Chapman at all. Christopher, I trust him. Have faith. Have faith in Chapman.
Yeah, you got to trust Chapman.
Okay, Anthony has a hot take. Yankees will probably win the game 43-6. Okay.
Pat Mahomes is pitching.
Pat, what do you want Kay to say? He's not going to say he has a noodle arm on live TV. All right,
well, he should. He's a journalist.
He should, because if it was the opposing team, like, for a fact, he would be like, well, this guy, his arm is not that good. Like you don't have to say that he has a good arm for a left fielder. Be like, oh yeah, Brett Gardner with an average arm out and left. How about that? A decent arm. That's a good way of putting it. To be nice.
You should just say he's got a noodle arm.
Gardner has a slightly better arm than Johnny Damon had. I mean, but like Johnny Damon didn't have a good arm. So like that says a lot.
Yeah, my 2-year-old niece has a better arm than Johnny Damon.
You know what's actually sad? Like Jacoby Ellsbury had a better arm than Brett Gardner. Like,
and his arm fell off. So like,
bro, who knows where Jacoby Ellsbury is right now? Like, no one has seen this man in like 5 years. Like, he's probably in the middle of the woods in like Oregon. Isn't that where he's from?
He's in a Mexican prison somewhere.
Probably. I mean, yeah, probably. Chapman isn't recognized as a top 5 closer in baseball, but he really is. He's only known for 3 playoff games. He legit barely blows saves. See, the thing about like Chapman is that when he blows games, they're massive. Yeah. So like they just get expanded on like a 10 times bigger scale.
It's true. It's fair to not trust him in a Game 7 situation, but during the season,
bro, imagine being in the dark, then turning around and seeing Chapman's eye screwed up smile like Verse Altuve. That face is creepy as hell. I'd be terrified. What's worse, Gardy chop swing at a high fastball or a 15-foot spike throw from left?
I don't know. We're going to see both today, so...
Yeah, Sean, do keep in mind we are going to be seeing both. Maybe multiple times today. I have no idea. But if I had to bet the over-under on like 3.5, I'm betting the over.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking like two... I'm thinking 2 15-foot spike throws and 2 chop swings at high fastballs. Maybe in the same at-bat. I don't know. I guess we'll just have to see. But, Brian, before we do wrap up the pregame today, do you have any hot takes, bold predictions for the game today?
Hot takes. I think today we see Hicks get it together. I think we see him get a couple of walks and a nice hit.
Okay. I like it. Final score?
Ooh, final score. I'm going to go 7-5 Yanks.
I like it. A little bit closer than I'd like it to be.
It's not what I want. It's just what I think. It won't be as close. I think it'll be 7 to like 2, and then they'll end up coming back towards the end, but it's not enough.
You think Domingo's going to pitch well?
I think so.
Fair enough. I think the Yankees are going to win. Like, I want to blow out, so I'm going to predict a blowout. I think they're going to win 8-2.
Okay, I like it.
How about that? I like it. I think Domingo's going to give them, let's say, 5 1/3. 5 1/3, 2 earned runs, 8 Ks.
Ooh, I would take that.
2 walks.
I would take that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a fun one. But we are gonna do meditation. So Brian, I don't know if you're aware of this. From now on, the pregame meditation is for the game today, like to predict they're gonna win the game today. Postgame meditation is for the World Series.
Oh, so we're like stacking up.
Yeah, we're stacking up the meditation. Ready? Ready? So imagine the Yankees winning today's game in a blowout. Ready? Awesome. You love to see that. You love to see that, chat. Listen, we are going to be back for the post game directly after the game, so stay tuned for that. Yeah, hope everyone enjoys the game today. Happy Easter as well. Hope you guys decide to join us for the post game directly after the final out. Turn on post notifications so you do know when we go live. Like, comment, subscribe. You guys know the drill already. And also, if you haven't checked out the video that was posted on the channel this morning about Corey Kluber's first start with the Yankees, go check that out as well before the game starts. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. Peace.